Welcome in, welcome in.
Welcome in. Welcome back to Do It For The Story. I'm Morgan.
And I'm Stacey. Happy Halloween, y'all.
Happy Halloween.
Boo. It's spooky season. And in the spirit of spooky season, well, today is Halloween. When you all are listening to this, you're probably prepping for trick-or-treating or... Yep. You know,
getting the kids ready for school with their little costumes. For
school, bring those cupcakes in.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting here in the spirit of Halloween. If you're not watching and you're listening, I'm wearing a Juicy Couture vintage tracksuit, color fluorescent pink, and I'm donning a blonde bob wig because I am in my character as a cool mom. I'm not like other moms. If you're going to drink, I'd rather you drink in the house. I'm channeling my inner Mean Girl, one of the greatest movie of our generation, millennials. Gotta love it.
Gotta love it.
And in the spirit of comfort and sweatsuits being the theme of the costume, Morgan, why don't you introduce your Halloween character?
Yes, we decided we wanted to center the costumes around sweats, comfy, couch time. And so I said, well, obviously it's Halloween, so gotta wear the wig. You know, like even if you just put a wig on,
I'm
happy Halloween.
A wig on. I'm a blonde.
Who am I? Literally one year, all I did was put a wig on, and people were like, "Who are you?and I said, "I don't know. Who am I?" And just all I am is I'm not me. I'm not me.
I'm having fun. I'm being playful.
Yep, I know that.
Trick or treat, y'all.
But anyway, so I was like, okay, so obviously I'm wigging it, especially if you're wigging it.
Oh, absolutely.
And you were like, oh, my girl's Denise. And I said,
I'm putting on Denise. Denise is my wig.
Yeah. So,
but my character is a mom for Mean Girls.
Right. But the fact that you were like, oh, Denise, because these wigs, we didn't buy these wigs for these costumes.
No,
we had these wigs for different.
Doesn't every girl have events. A wig? You should.
You should. You really should. You really should. But
this was from War's Batch.
Mine was too. And I've used it multiple times.
Right. The original purchase. It was the wig party.
Yeah. But anyway, so I was like, okay, obviously I'm wearing the wig. And I said, oh, wait, yours name is named Denise. I don't even have a name for mine. Like, what should the name be? And then so because we were joking about that, I was going through and we were throwing out the names that we used when we played as kids and we were acting as different characters. Yeah. So I was like, what about Chrissy? What about Linka? What about, all the Janice, all of our different. And fun. I said, oh, wait, what about CJ? Because when we would play Baywatch, I would play CJ.
So Morgan's like, let me don my Siege costume.
Pamela Anderson, I'm looking at you, baby. But yeah, I was Pammy. Like, CJ, huge fan. Pam, huge fan. And so, yep, costume. I am CJ from Baywatch.
I'm loving it.
Thank you.
I'm cozy as hell. But the sweatsuit I have on is literally, I got this at a vintage store. And I saw it, and when you know, and you're like, okay, this was like $30. I'm like, I'm going to buy this because it's a perfect costume I can rewear. Yeah. Like, when we were kids, we laughed that our mom she had a witch wig. Or
yes.
She had a black wig
with a witch hat.
And then a witch hat, which was her go-to, like, oh, it's Halloween again. Kids want to be whatever. Obviously, I'm so stressed. I'm throwing on my wig and the hat. Like, I'm a witch again. And it was, we also loved it. We would like play with it. But I do remember actually Morgan used it for something. Mom was so annoyed.
I was going to say.
Because not that she was like, oh, my wig. Because it's like, oh my God, I don't have to think about it. Days before Amazon Prime, I have a go-to Halloween costume.
She never replaced it. You know what? I need to replace that wig for Joni.
You owe it to
now
Joni.
that I'm saying that, I do. Because I took it.
She stole your damn wig,
Here's what happened. Because I wasn't even at the age of where you're probably thinking, oh, wore it to a party, lost somewhere, drunk at 18 or whatever.
Drunk at 18?
I'm saying, you know what I mean? Doing something you shouldn't have been doing kind of thing.
Right.
And no, I was like, I don't know, in middle school, 5th grade, I took it to a Halloween get together. My best friend growing up was an only child. And so I would get invited to like everything with her, and I fucking loved it because it was just me and her, and then it'd be all these adults, and we'd be chilling, like, you know what I mean? Like we were in our own vibe, we'd have our own little conversations, and all attention on us kind of thing too.
Right.
And so it was one of those parties I got invited. I'm the cool kid. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to take this wig. Like we're making like pumpkins and they're, it was basically the adults are sipping wine and me and Nicolette are chilling, entertaining each other, but making these pumpkins and
Right.
So the wig that I brought, we couldn't use. The pumpkin, I didn't know that they were that we were carving was huge and massive.
I
It was
remember
like
that because you guys brought
literally
it into
the
our
size.
school.
It was literally the size of one of the pumpkins in downtown Annapolis right now.
Yes.
This was because like her mom was just like the most creative, coolest, everything. And so she was like, oh no, that's too small. We had paper mache, like huge pieces of black hair. I mean, it was hysterical. But anyway, so the adults drinking are laughing about the wig. Wig gets lost in the night. I was like, Mom, I don't know.
My gosh.
Yeah. I was like, Mom,
That's
I don't.
So
and I was like,
funny.
Mom, I don't know. I was like, she really couldn't get mad at me because she knew exactly. If that happened
and
to
she's
me
like,
right
I'm
now, I'd be
mad,
like, I
just
know exactly
annoying.
what happened. And I'd be like, God damn it.
Yeah.
But, and like laughing because at the same time understand that like why it happened and, all the things.
Right. No, that's just so funny. I randomly just thought of that.
Yeah.
Because we get it now.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not even a mother, but I have not so much. I mean, you always have the random party where you weren't expecting it. And I love dressing up for Halloween. Like, I'm not one of those people that.
Same.
Well, I should say, like, if I'm just handing out candy trick-or-treating. Well, I wore this costume last year. I'm not going to lie. Trick-or-treating.
Yes, it's perfect.
Like,
it's
handing
a
it
go-to.
out. And I was like, this is going to be my go-to.
Yeah.
I've got the wig. Sweatsuit's comfy. When else am I going to rocking this during my work day?
Exactly. No, exactly.
Like, it gives me an excuse to wear it. But
and it's the season
hysterical.
too. It's the perfect temperature.
Exactly. But it gives you that excuse to, like, just be a little bit different.
Yeah.
But I feel like even, it's funny, just the season itself, when you were mentioning this pumpkin that you were like, I guess, couldn't carve and then dressed up as a witch with paper mache or whatever when you were a kid. It was huge. It was like you could put your arms around it or probably couldn't put your arms around it. But
No,
like,
you
that's
couldn't.
how
It was
big it
massive.
was.
Yeah.
And so like Morgan was saying, in downtown Annapolis, all over, I don't know, since I've lived here, they at least have done it. I don't know if it's always been a thing.
Yeah, but since I've lived here too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
They have these giant pumpkins they'll put throughout the city in
Yeah.
different neighborhoods. And like, they'll have
I mean, it's even more than different neighborhoods. It's like,
scavenger hunts.
it's different neighborhoods, but it's like all over.
Oh yeah, it's
like,
all over. Different locations.
Different locations,
So like they'll
yeah.
have them down at like City Dock, like the main
Main Street,
right? So
Maryland Ave, yeah.
scattered throughout, and they're these
Yeah.
huge pumpkins, and it's also cute little photo ops, right? And you're always
Right.
seeing people sitting on them,
Right.
da, da, da. And then when they start to get like go bad, or they've had them out for all of October at least.
Yeah, I think the whole month.
Then they have artists, or I don't even know who does the carving, but they carve them.
I don't either, but yes, then they carve them,
It's
and then
the
they carve them
cutest
into
thing.
these amazing,
It's this cutest
adorable,
thing.
cute
Yeah.
little pumpkins.
And it's like, it gives you, even if you weren't in the spirit, I don't know, and you hear us talking about it, and so you're probably like, shut up already about your cute little town. But Annapolis is really cute.
Come visit, support
And I'm
the
like,
community.
on a walk today, even like just walking around thinking, find me something cuter right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I mean, there are, I'm
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
many, but it was giving like Hallmark
Yeah.
movie vibes.
Yeah.
Where every house, everybody, like, not every house, but like they're doing their cutesy little front porch things and like their puppy treat, cute Halloween setups,
Dude, some of the decorations are incredible
Yeah.
too. That one witch, the huge flying witch that like cackles,
Where's that?
right like on the way to Blackwell Hitch, like right before that left turn. I mean,
'cause I
massive.
don't walk that way as often. I'll check
Oh
it
my
out.
God, you've got to go. It's crazy.
But there's just, there's stuff like on every corner. So it's cute when you're
Yeah.
walking. It's like you get in the spirit. I feel like it is the movie like Hocus Pocus.
yes.
When the kids are walking, like it's showing Halloween night and the kids are like walking and it's this beautiful fall, like New England day.
Yeah.
Because Annapolis gives like the New England vibes a little bit.
It is.
And
Hocus Pocus
so
vibes,
it's like, that's what it looks like. People have got that. I mean, I
Yeah.
do too. Obviously, my mom's you
I know
kidding me?
you have to have your mums out.
I have my mums and my pumpkins. Like,
multiple pumpkins,
multiple
skeletons.
pumpkins.
Yeah,
I do,
of course.
But it's like find me a cuter place. So you get in the vibe,
in the spirit,
in the vibe, and it's like lean into it. Makes you
And
feel good.
I'm sorry,
you
Halloween,
celebrate this season of changing. There's a lot of nostalgia around it, right?
And I love finally living in a neighborhood. This is my first Eastport.
Oh,
was my first neighborhood where I actually got to give out candy, and I just love that.
That's so true.
I love it.
I do too, because it's like and there's cute things here that like Annapolis too has, like traditions wise, which I missed it today because we were recording for all of our lovely listeners, fans and followers.
Yeah.
But was the witches battle.
Dude, so cute. I would have loved to at least go watch them do that. Like, that is so freaking cool. But all these, they literally put out a calling. They just say it's the cutest like post on the socials ever. Like,
witches unite.
Yeah.
Or like,
in like a, hocus pocus kind of language, like whatever.
bring your
broomsticks and and paddles and meet on at that certain time.
It
and
was
they paddle
cute.
down the river and everything.
I always forget about it. Creeps up. This year I thought I was like, oh, let's go see it. But next year I will participate.
Yes.
I will paddle it. We should definitely do that.
We should definitely do
really
that.
Cute.
So fun.
Like,
Angel would be obsessed. He'd freak out.
It would be so cute. But it's just like also like we're saying that those traditions, it's just like any other, it's a different type of holiday, I feel like, because it's just more fun and silly and like you do get to play around. But even when we were kids, to me, Halloween, it was a little bit more like, it was like competitive vibes.
Ours was so competitive, though. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, like we at least.
It was so fun. Right. It was so fun.
But we wanted to win.
We wanted to win, but like everyone was. I feel like everyone was invested.
Well,
like,
we have to back
knew
up
key families that were.
Yeah, in our town there was a Halloween parade. There still is every year.
Every year
on Halloween or whatever days before it.
Yeah,
but. The parade's a little parade through the town, and then there's different categories. So at the end, there's like a, they announce the winners.
Call it 10 chances to win.
I don't know. Let's call it a couple bucks. At least it used to be.
Yeah.
$20, $10, $5. I have no idea. But it wasn't about what the prize was. It was that you won, and everybody knew you won, and then you start to set the bar. Or at least we did. When we had one win, great. 2 wins, okay.
Maybe we should
3 wins.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're winners.
We're like, buckle up. Now we got it. Now we
have an expectation.
Yeah.
We're coming in hot. And Mom was, hats off to Joni, Halloween queen. Like,
absolutely.
We did not buy the costumes.
No, homemade.
We were not the store-bought crew. No offense, because now we are. I'm kidding.
Sometimes, yeah.
You do
a little bit of
what Angel wants. But Mom would make all these costumes for us. Like, we were potato heads.
Yeah.
When we were like, literally, like, she made them out of like burlap sacks and like styrofoam.
Yeah.
And like,
crazy. And the upside down people, remember?
Yes.
It was, we put the overalls on upside down and walked with our hands like this. And it was like we were walking on and it was ridiculous.
Yeah, and like
all these different things. The cards, the M&Ms.
Caterpillar.
The place setting.
Cuckoo clocks.
Oh, yes. Those
Cuckoo clocks were cool.
Oh, the Jack in the Box.
Oh, Jack in the Box. We were like
really
Jack in the Box, but think of like a refrigerator box. So this when we were in middle school age.
Probably.
5th grade. And we carried we were inside the box, and then Mom had fabric connecting from the neck down to the box. We stood inside carrying it, had the lid still connected with like wire. So our performance, which was at the town square where the judges were, we usually hit our marks.
And
that means if you know, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
We did like our little like routine.
Did your routine.
Or like if your costume had like a mechanism, like you did now we're going to use our stunt.
Were we like, the cuckoo clocks, right?
Yeah, that was
coming out of the box. Oh, that was the coming out of the box.
I like the masks.
Yes, the masks. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about
this. So you get it. Anyway, it was a lot of like it was. We did something different, but it was also like this competitive.
Yeah, we wanted to be creative. Yeah, and definitely competitive.
Yeah, and like and because of the creativity around it, I think then naturally, even like we went to high school, college, where you start to get into that
You don't want to
costume with friends, and you got to use what I call
out.
a costume that can function at a party.
Yes.
Because there's different from winning the town parade.
Yes.
Then I've got to go to Bob for Apples, or play, 7 minutes and have, I'm just kidding.
I'm
the bottle.
I'm dead.
At a party.
Then all of a sudden, you're in college and you got to go to a bar and exactly. You function.
Right.
But, you just don't want to, you then, because of the competition, the creativity, the outside of the box, then you're like, we just couldn't do, not knocking, because I envied it a little bit, but we just couldn't do the slutty thing.
No.
We couldn't do it.
No
we were then in our no disrespect.
I use it as a time where it's like if people want to,
I love
let your freak flag fly.
I love the idea of it. I genuinely would be like,
totally.
God, I kind of wish I could do that.
Totally.
I really did.
I mean,
I'm not kidding.
did do some risque costumes,
I'm
but
sure
I don't know.
Not anything
I was
too
never
extreme.
Because one, I like comfort.
Yeah.
Two, it was just like.
Also, I felt like it made it easier to stand out to meet guys if you were doing something really creative and quirky, like
something funny is going to get way more attention than another cat. Like I was thinking Mean Girls when she's like, "I'm a mouse, duh." Remember that scene where they go and she's like the bride corpse?
Yes.
Everybody knows that iconic moment where she's like, "I'm a mouse, duh."
Yeah,
and. That's what Halloween, the assumption of like the copies of like the slutty costume.
Right.
Which again, like do your
Playboy
thing.
Bunny.
I didn't do like super slutty. I did things that had sexual innuendos.
Sure.
We did one time Kiki and I dressed up as scuba divers. Remember that?
Yes, that was great.
And
yes.
We used like at the time, this was before like everybody was doing the legging spandex. We had those though from like running track and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we wore our like Under Armour or like what we would wear underneath our sports uniforms.
Yeah.
And made scuba gear. Kiki knocked it out of the park. I mean, she was in our major. Like,
right.
She made the tanks out of like the 4-liter soda bottles and spray painted them. And then we wrote on it Logs and Bottom Time. Oh, that was back when you would go out in Baltimore. Yes. Fells Point was like Fells Point Festival, Halloween, which now like got too crazy. Honestly, it was kind of like people would just come in buses. We'd be in the street, just like
I didn't
drinking
even know that.
Containers. It was big for underagers too because you kind of like drinking outside. You can
blend,
yeah, and then you could go in and out of bars, but it was always so packed.
You quickly age out of that. Yeah.
I did. It was like let's 1 and 2 and done, 3 and done.
But you did it.
2 and done.
Oh my God, crazy!
But you did it.
No, but I did once with my friend in college, barefoot and pregnant, and I was like a big, like I was a man and like a scruffy dude, and she was a pregnant woman.
I forgot about that.
Like, I don't even know if that's PC. Like, I don't even know if I would do that. I mean, that's like, I don't know if that's even bad or not.
I don't even know. Yeah, like it was just also that was you guys' college. Like, let's make a costume.
Let's make weird stuff. Yeah, we use like pillows.
Well, remember you and JD won.
Oh,
not in college, but you won a contest in your adult life.
We did once. We did the Steve. He was the guy, the alligator guy.
Yeah,
Steve. What's his name?
Steve Irwin.
Yeah, and I was an alligator. Or no, he was an alligator. Excuse me. And I was, oh no, I was. That's what it was. It was the swamp reality TV show.
Yeah, I
was the swamp guy, and I had like a fake beard and everything.
Yeah,
and then he was not. I made him an alligator.
Like you get a lot more attention when you dress up as a dude.
Well, dude, I dressed up as Blake. Remember from
oh my God,
Workaholics. And the guy I was dating at the time, he was like looking at me and he kept looking at me and I was like, what? And he was like, I don't know, man. This is just, you really look like a dude. And like looking around in the moment of, we're in a packed DC bar and basically every other woman is like half naked. And I was And I don't know why I thought it was hysterical. I fucking loved it. I was like, I'm dead. I said, well, this is what I am.
And it's just funny. It's funny.
So
I dressed up as a grandma in college.
Yes, the grannies is the best.
And I did that for like a couple different parties. And it was so funny because it was so comfortable. Mm-hmm. And you talk about being college, you're standing outside of bars and shit. Like where you're like, it's freezing. And we wore leggings and then wore granny panties over them.
You actually wore the panties?
Oh, yeah. Because the best part was, and we wore muumuu, like the, nightgowns.
Yes.
And we got to wear slippers, like just typical, like,
I did grannies too. Did you do baby powder in your hair?
We did baby powder in our hair, did the wire glasses, the whole thing. But we stayed in character the whole time. We kept saying, could you be a good boy and get your grandmother a drink? And like, can I get in front of you? We were staying in character. And my girlfriend, Caitlin, and I, because I did grandmas with, like, Kiki and I did it together, and our girlfriend Char did it. And then, like, in college, you go out multiple nights. Or, like, it's like a Thursday through Sunday. You're doing different Halloween. So we would dress up in different costumes.
Yeah.
But the one night, just Caitlin and I did grandmas, and we went downtown to this Fells Point thing. And we were dying because a friend of ours was playing in a band. And they had a show. And so we also had because we bought like packs of granny panties from like Walmart or whatever. And we were throwing the granny panties on stage at the show. So people were loving it because we were like, they're hot for young boys,
that is
people
amazing.
Were like,
how have I not heard that?
We did it the whole night. My friends they still say it all the time. They always laugh. They're like, when you threw the granny panties on stage. That is beyond. But that's the best. You get to have props and do the whole thing.
Yes, we were jockeys and we were running around DC.
That was when we were in DC. That was like one of our last because there'd be a pack of us
costumes.
The
jockeys
four of
was
us. Funny because we just had on our little hats and
Sweet Mimi wasn't there.
I know our hobby horse.
Yes,
we must have started the first hobby horse competition.
Oh my god! Right? Like little did I know.
Everybody sees it on Instagram, right? The hobby horse.
Oh my god! I hope so. If not, Google it now. Stop. Go Google that. Hilarious.
It's competitive. Yeah. Shout out to the hobby horsers.
It's literally. To me, it's like high jump mixed with like. I don't know.
Dance, like rhythmic gymnastics.
Yes.
That's what it's like.
I don't know. It's athletic and it's
on a hobby horse.
And it's fucking entertaining. I'll tell you that.
But it was just, it's like we did there were so many good ones. Yeah, when we were like lions and, one time you were a baby and really committed.
I wore a freaking Depends diaper. I was a baby.
You had a pacifier and you were in character being like, Mama.
Talk about unattractive,
DC, right?
Yes. I went to a house party. I don't honestly even remember, I don't remember even, you know what I mean? I feel like there's so many of these. I couldn't tell you which house party or what was going on, but I went and I was.
Yeah, you're like,
and I'm sure I went to a bar after.
You're like, I'm comfortable.
I had on a little,
happens,
I wore one of those, an old, like American Eagle kind of shirt that I never wore anymore that was like tight white.
Oh, you made it into a onesie, didn't you?
And I made it into a onesie. I made it look like a onesie because it was the same, because it was a tight, remember when the baby shirts were in style and I had an old one and I was like, oh, this is perfect. So I wore that, had the Depends up. It was ridiculous. I had like these slippers on and.
Oh my God. I had your hair in pigtails and you were, I do remember seeing a picture of you being like.
I had a bottle like.
I talk about unattractive. Were you single at the time?
Absolutely.
You remember guys being like, will you take me home?
No, honestly, I don't think I hit on anyone. I don't think anyone hit on me. I don't think anyone was wanting any of it.
Me.
I was like just in my own world, making myself laugh. And
right. That's what
sometimes you got to just go that far.
Was never, I'm going to meet
your own courage.
Right. I was never like, I'm going to meet the love of my life. Which many people do. Many people do meet people on Halloween.
Dude, because it is, I feel like, let a little bit of your freak flag fly kind of thing, or just like let your guard down. You're in
everybody's
character.
Allowed to
You're
be
definitely going to drink that night.
Whatever you do, you could be the character that's like, in a movie that doesn't talk, and the whole night you just go to people. There's always that weird Halloween character. You're like, okay, too weird, the scary dude. You know what I'm saying?
1,000,000%. Like, and honestly, like. Fuck you, dude. I always hated that. Nobody liked it. Stop doing it.
Right.
And, I guess we need one, but like it was the worst.
Creep. You know?
I don't like it even thinking about it right now.
But I'm just saying, like, it's not, I would love to tell us tonight, those that are going out, especially the younger folk, what are you seeing? Are the sluttier costumes getting more reaction?
Yeah.
I just think a funny costume is always wins for everybody. Conversation,
So
breaks
good.
the ice, blah, blah, blah. You know, but I
feel like we have to tell just one of Kiki's, a story for Kiki.
oh gosh.
You should tell because you were literally there, but it's
Well,
the
no, I think because I
best.
was still in high school. I think it was her freshman year. But when
Oh.
Kiki did
Well, I
some
saw
great.
the photos.
We talked. Oh my God, Kiki and I did dress up as a deer and a hunter one year.
That's right. That was
I
a
had
good
on
one.
literal, real antlers
Yes.
and a faux fur vest.
Yes.
And we went extreme.
And Kiki had on
And
the
Kiki
orange
was-
vest and all the
Yeah,
hunting
real
gear,
tree,
borrowed
head
all
to
of the
toe,
stuff.
had
Yeah.
the whole look. And but she also, because we would get such a reaction, it was so much funnier when he dressed up as a dude, and then again staying in character, being like, "Hey, man, what's up, bro?" Like to your guy friends
Yes.
and stuff. And Kiki had another really good guy costume where her freshman year,
College, she dressed up as Lil Jon.
and if you know, you know. In this was 2005, yeah, 2005 ish, early 2000s. And this is when
Lil Jon is like,
you know what? Yeah.
that's all you ever heard him say.
Google it, Chappelle skit, whatever,
Yeah.
you know it.
Yeah.
So all shit the whole night. I mean, and she committed. She did the draw on beard. She had the jersey, the right jeans. She borrowed
The
clothes
jewelry.
from guys in her dorm.
Yeah, yeah.
The jewelry had a
Sneaks.
grill on.
Yeah.
You know, she made one, had a chalice cup.
Yep.
But committed, hysterical, and I guarantee you more attention than any girl dressed up in, you know,
Yep.
lingerie.
But literally the whole night, she was like,
What? Yeah. Okay.
that's all I think she said.
Yeah. And,
Oh my
and,
God.
you know, and what a commitment. And that's the thing. You can go out, do your thing.
What a commitment, you know?
What a commitment. Love it.
Love it. We
Love
are
it,
here for
Kiki.
that. Snaps.
Snap,
for that.
snap, snap.
You know what? Actually, we would love to DM us if send us a little message of your most favorite Halloween costume, and we'll give it a shout out on our next recorded episode.
Yeah.
Because we would love to hear some of your hilarious
We would
ones
love
too.
to. We would love to hear it. And it's also, we would love to hear how the night goes if you did meet anybody. And not just from the night, from the weekend. If you're willing to share your tea, even not on the show, let us know.
I would love that.
Again, I never, that wasn't my MO, but it is that time of year too where, you know, the weather's crisp, cuffs are coming on,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Halloween is a really great place to kickstart that.
No, when we genuinely, like you said earlier, we know multiple people that met at Halloween, and it's a great time.
Great time.
But,
lot
you know,
of icebreakers.
Yeah, a lot of icebreakers, and that's part of why we love Halloween, right? And there's like a couple other things too. You know, it's like that the theatricals of it all,
Theatricals. Your
getting into the
character.
character
Because it's an acceptable day to be in character.
Yes.
I love being in character,
Yes.
doing random weird things. all
We'll
the
do
time.
that to each other. You'll
Right.
do that to Cease.
Yeah. Oh.
Am I going to do that to the random person at the grocery store? No.
I am watching a period piece, which I love a good period piece show, right?
Yes.
Cease knows, here we go. For the next couple of days, Stacey's going to be referencing things from the show in her daily life or speaking in an accent of said character or time period. Because I'm like, it's funny, it's in my head, and you know, the reality is my current job is not my destiny. I should have been on the stage. That's my opinion.
I agreed. Agreed.
Oh, I thank you for that, sweetie.
I completely agree. I think I totally agree.
You know, it's never too late.
You really are
I
theatrical.
formally submit my resume. I'm just kidding.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
No. We have bills to pay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not a
But
starving artist.
No, it was just like, and the opportunity to be creative. Like I always loved also just literally making the costume. Like I love getting my hands dirty like that, you
like
know?
you were saying, even like naming the wigs and the different,
Yes.
you know, the names of the things of the characters we were when we played different things as children. Like when we played house, we had certain names. When we played random business women
Seriously.
of a company, you know, we were saying, joking about Janice and Christy and da-da-da. But you don't, as adults, get to have those moments of play and imagination that
kind
I
of
think
like,
we all just crave a little. I
Yes.
do, at least. I'm like,
Yes.
doesn't everybody? I used to always think, like, doesn't everybody just want to do this?
right.
And it's like, well, doesn't everybody? And it's like, does it feel good to joke around? But that's me, my personality. But I think of that, like, even when your kid's prank calling,
Yes.
I loved that shit. Probably
Yes.
too much. I used to
Right.
prank call grandma and grandpa.
Same. I know.
I used to prank call your radio show.
Dude, Cletus Fetus. What like
Morgan had a
name was
radio
that
show in
even
college.
anyway?
What was the show?
The Nick, Mike, and Mo show.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh
Me and my two
that's
besties.
I totally
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Well, it was also, did I call in one time jokingly as it, or did you then request I call in? I can't, one time it was staged.
One time, 100% it was staged. That sounds like it might have been right that you just randomly called in.
Because that was when we would be
And then
like,
we
you know, when you could
staged
call
it?
into radio shows and like,
Absolutely.
we would call into the local like college station by us too, be like, can we request this? Because we knew one, we could get through to them right away.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
calling in just to take, I don't even know what the topic was.
Duquesne University. I don't even remember.
I just remember
the number
calling
of
in and being like,
the
this is
channel.
your Uncle Cletus?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Or no, it wasn't even saying your uncle. I was just like going off about, this is your, I was like,
And
pissed.
you were complaining about different things. And like
Yeah.
I would try and
I
engage
was like
you.
acting like it was calling a customer service or
Yes,
something.
customer service or something. And I would try and engage you.
The things you do for ratings, folks.
Dude, which also, by the way, no one could hear this radio show. You could barely hear it on the other side of campus. I swear.
Yeah, we couldn't, where I was located,
You
I couldn't hear it live.
You
You
couldn't even hear
recorded it on a cassette tape.
One like tower on the campus could actually hear the show. I mean, it was ridiculous, right?
Right, yeah,
But we were just
local,
doing it for,
local.
again, play, the entertainment, the
Exactly.
creativity of it,
And
the
because you
fun.
could. You're like,
because
why
we
not?
could and why not? And we wanted to.
Yeah.
But no, you know what I was just thinking when we prank called someone on the show? We prank called. Literally, I'm just remembering this right now. We
that
prank
legal?
called a friend of ours,
Oh.
and they were on like a visa for school,
Oh my God.
and they were in like one of the performance troops. I completely forget what they're called.
oh my God.
Like the
dancers. Or
the
something.
dancers, like the European dancers. I forget what it was, but we called him and we pretended like we were the U.S. government. And yes, is that not terrible? And he was freaking out, and we were like, gotcha. Can you imagine doing something like that today?
We need the tapes.
Right? Like this poor baby. I mean, luckily we were friends. He laughed it off, but in the moment, he was shocked.
He's like these freaks.
I know,
It
it's
was
terrible.
recorded. Did you know? Did you ask him for permission?
Absolutely not. It was a prank call.
You're live.
I mean, nobody
Fuck it,
ever
we'll
said
do
we
it live.
couldn't. No one ever said we couldn't. I mean,
I can't.
Oh
I
my
can't.
God.
But I think that's probably a good place.
anyway,
for
the
us
moral
to-
of the story is, this, honestly, I didn't even think about this when we were prepping, but this does go back to the importance of play,
It does. That's what
like,
I'm saying.
we're all
Have
giggling on
fun.
Halloween.
Don't take yourself so seriously. And those that like get invited to parties and it's a costume thing or a theme thing, you could be like, ugh, so annoying. Or just lean into it.
Lean into it.
And look at it as an opportunity
Yeah.
to just be an idiot.
Yeah.
And have fun.
Yeah. And if you do nothing else, literally, I remember a friend of mine literally just took a trash bag, cut a hole in the top, cut a hole in the sides, and was like, I'm a trash bag. It's like, you don't even have to try, I'm like, props to you, man.
Throw on a wig, walk out the door.
Walk out the door. It's done.
You're who you say you are.
Yeah.
And today, I'm the mom from Mean Girls, but tomorrow you see me out in the wig, maybe I'm Denise.
Today, I'm CJ. Tomorrow, I want to be CJ too.
I can't. And with that, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Divas, stiffs,
Stay safe out there.
Share
Don't
us.
eat any Tootsie Rolls with razor blades.
or apples. Are they still doing that?
Are we still doing that? Let us know.
Let us know in the comments.
Like us, love us, share us.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.